So this game is, I'm just gonna go and say it's over. The only way this game could be more over than it already is if Tidehunter got a sex change and started singing. And then the fat lady would be singing and it would be over. But barring a sex change and a bit of opera from Tidehunter, this game is not going to be any more over than it already is, and it's pretty damn over. We have the third and final Rosh going in, so Sentinel probably won't even contest it. They really can't. So this is the cheese Rosh. That's really what this is, the cheesy Rosh. This Rosh is almost always cheesy. Usually games, they just sort of drag on. By the 40-minute mark, around the time the third Rosh is done, one team usually has the advantage so much that they got off an uncontested Rosh, what I will call the cheese Rosh. See, we've already won the game, but we're just getting off a cheesy Rosh. So now that they've got the Rosh, we have two Sentinel heroes top, or no, not two heroes, or yes it is, there's an extra, first I thought it was just this Hawk. But I mean, this is all but done. Centaur might run into the enemy two heroes from behind. We'll see. I got my eye on the woods. In the meantime, they're pushing mid. I'm probably gonna go from mid to the top lane or take the towers, either or. They can do whatever they want at this point, really. Centaur is a bit behind. Beastmaster's got his Hawk, and not that does much good. They know they're all right here anyways, just from the creep vision. He knows no one's hiding up here. I guess they don't see Centaur. He'll see Centaur walking in. Kanka's TPing in. There's the Blade Mail on the Tide, just a lot. And he Ghost Scepters himself to live. The Drow's BKB is gone now. Kanka gets a boat in, which hits, I guess Nevermore has his ult up. Venomancer pops her ult out. Man. So, not very much action there, really. They all just kind of do nothing, but this Melorax is going to go down any second. Nevermore walks out at the front of the action because he's low health. He should just pick off his Rax. The Centaur is just being a jerk with his Radiance and his high health. And boom, he gets torrented, but not much going to come out of that. Tidehunter walking backwards, Ghost Scepter, he's pretty high health. And down goes the Rexar, down goes the Venomancer. Kanka's at low health, Drow is running away, casts are bouncing. Kanka might die, do a Fountain Farmage. He goes down. Venge swaps in someone. Kanka is back. He popped back. The Nevermore used up his cheese Aegis. They took out the Rax. They got a bunch more hero kills. He dodges the Vengeance stun with the Manta. It's pretty expected. You expect pros to do that. Drow taking heavy damage from Nevermore. She's just being outright clicked at this point. She does have Witch Doctor's Gem, I guess. A lot of good that's going to do them. Tidehunter's been at low health for a long time. He just sort of uses his Ghost Scepter whenever he's about to die. More Fountain diving. They're not really pushing top or the towers. They should just get out of here and team up a bit more coordinated and a bit later. Beastmaster bought back. So I guess the Sentinel is buying back. They don't really have a choice. If they don't buy back, then they're surely going to lose their towers. But even if they do buy back, they're not going to get anything out of it. And they can't have much more buyback gold. Probably won't be seeing any more buybacks from them, actually. Beastmaster blinks away from a Nevermore blink. He blinks the Nevermore, the right Nevermore. Drow is taking a lot of damage. Drow got shackled, actually. And sheeped. I guess that's the Windrunner sheep, finally. Finally saw that come together a bit after the game was already over. The Drow's gone down. Vengeful Spirit's running away from the Tidehunter. The Tidehunter gushes her. Venomancer and Rexar are coming in on the Nevermore, who just popped his BKB. Kunkka's ex-Windrunner, who is probably going to kill him with the help of Tide. Tide's going to Ghost after any second. However, he gets hit by Venomancer's ult. And he's... I wonder if BKB, or... We'll mention that a bit later, I guess. And Rexar is going down and Nevermore right clicks. Nevermore blinking in to do some more right clicks. He's at like no health, but he's taking out this... this Venomancer. This is ridiculous. He was just taking no damage at all. I thought he had lifesteal, but he doesn't. Centaur picks up a kill. Shadow Fiend buys back because he can afford to. This Tidehunter gets a kill. He's just been abusing that Ghost Scepter. Even at low health, he just Ghost Scepters whenever he's in trouble and keeps being a jerk. And Sentinel heroes, how many of them are dead? 2 of them are dead for a long time and they can't buy back. So I would expect a GG caller. They might just wait for the throne to fall. Gritty take it to the end. Witch Doctor has his mechanism. He lost his gem. He's probably sad about that. Poor Witch Doctor. Was that only his second death of the game? Let me check. No, it's third death. So Witch Doctor, fantastic play from Witch Doctor. I think Witch Doctor was probably the best hero of this game in terms of how they were played. Although maybe the Centaur was. Witch Doctor or the Centaur, one of the two. In any event, they're just taking out this tower real quick, then this Rax. Pew 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 pew. Then maybe the creeps. Plus the Rax. Nevermore would rather increase his CS stat than kill the Rax. And down goes the Rax, and that's Mega Creeps. And there's some more hero action. We have Tidehunter all thing. Gonna kill. Venomancer at low health. She might swap someone in the fountain. No, she dies. Conka gets a boat from behind. There's the GG call as a huge, massive... Nah, I won't see how it works because the game might end and I might not be able to see the screen. So, the final analysis. Venomancer picked herself up a Ghost Scepter and I guess a Mechanism. So, pretty good, I don't know, not that great support from the Venomancer, I guess. She ulted a bit, but not that her support was poor, but compared to Witch Doctor, just about anyone's support is going to be subpar. Beastmaster did a good job soloing mid in the laning phase, but he really, past the laning phase, he didn't contribute so much. He had his Blink Dagger to initiate, but after he blinked in, it sort of wasn't enough. He's not a good enough initiator. He really needs more support than that. Like, I don't know, maybe if the Drow with, like, Lothar's then can show up and surprise them, but Lothar's isn't, you know, part of the appropriate Drow build these days. Anyways, not the most popular one anyways. I guess Sentinels, they really lacked initiating power, but more so, it's not so much that they lack initiating. The real reason they lost the game is just because the Tri-Lane got face rolled. And anytime your Tri-Lane gets face rolled, you're really gonna get stomped. I mean, it's hard to come back from your Tri-Lane being dominated as hard as theirs was. And there wasn't a whole lot they could have done to not lose their Tri-Lane so much. I mean, the heroes were good. I mean, heck, they had Kunkka, who's a fantastic Tri-Lane hero because of his AoE. And Venge, who's a great support. Venomancer, who's another good support. I mean, one thing that happened, I guess, they were just playing very aggressively, and that resulted in getting stomped by a Centaur a lot. But you can't not play aggressively. If you don't play aggressively in a Tri-Lane, you're just going to lose it anyways. So that was the story of the game, Tri-Lane, and the Sentinel side, or the Scourge side of things, pretty good farm from the Nevermore, I guess. 274 in 47 minutes, so yeah, that's a pretty good farm, I'd have to say. Oh, and he does have his Dominator. I guess he did have that earlier when he just wouldn't die, he just stayed up. I think that's a Dominator. It's so hard to tell sometimes. And in any event, Tidehunter, I love Tidehunter's play. And in fact, all three of the Tri-Lane heroes did fantastic. Not only in their Tri-Lane play early game, but throughout the game. Tidehunter's ults and his blink ults, and at the end of the game, his use of Ghost Scepter was fantastic. I think this is the best Tidehunter Tri-Lane, or roaming, or just Tidehunter in general. That's probably the best Tidehunter I've seen in a very long time, and I've sort of, I don't know, I haven't seen Tidehunter that often. Maybe this makes him more popular in my mind, at least. We might see him a bit more often. He's sort of fallen out of the commonly banned pick list. He's just sort of been slowly being forgotten, I guess, in favor of other heroes. But this game showed, don't forget Tidehunter. The AoE on his ult is ridiculous. And he used Ghost Scepter fantastically. And Witch Doctor's casts were great. I mean, Witch Doctor's casts, how can they not be great when they bounce that many times? And Centaur did excellent as well. Great build on the Centaur, I think. The Blink Dagger, Vanguard, Radiance. There's not much you can do against him once he was as successful as he was early game. I mean, if you target him, then he has his return skill and his ridiculous health. And if you don't target him, he uses Radiance. So, I mean, that's an example of good tanking from the Centaur. You don't see a good tank too often in Dota. If there was a good tank for you right there, that's Centaur with the Radiance. There was some tanking for you. And the Windrunner, who had some pretty good shackle shots. I mean, she went Linken's first, which was probably unnecessary. I don't think her Linken's really did that much for her. I mean, but it was probably just a safe bet. I mean, Linken's a very defensive item. I don't think she needed the extra defensive item, but it certainly helped her. And she also picked up a Ghost Scepter, so very, very defensive build from the Windrunner, as opposed to opting for more of a DPS semi-carry. She figured the DPS, the she didn't really need to go DPS, and she was right. So I really enjoyed that game, despite it being somewhat one-sided, and I hope I did a good job commentating it, since I, tried extra hard and had lots of coke and stuff. And thank you very much for watching. Keep the waves over and out. Have a good day.